Hi guys, I'm Juan here, up to the sunlight bringing you lifestyle, fan, and realness. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Before we get started, please go ahead and hit that like button. It really does help me fight off that vicious algorithm. And subscribe if you haven't already. I am super excited for today's video. I know this is not the norm that I do on my channel, but I really wanted to continue the series of celebrating love all month long with featuring Shōnen-Ai, or boy love, couples that I'm obsessed with. This video might be a little long, so please go ahead and get comfortable. Now, Shōnen-Ai, or boy love, is a genre of mangas / animes out of Japan, whose target demographic are actually young women. They make up a huge chunk of the sales for these titles, but of course, us queer men very much appreciate this genre as well. Today, I have about 3 to 4 specific properties I want to talk about. I'm going to start with Sailor Moon. Now, Sailor Moon is no stranger to queer relationships, their most notable couple being Sailor Neptune and Sailor Uranus. That is a power couple like no other. But there's also another couple in the series very early on, Malachite / Kunzite and Zoeys. Let's start with some history. Debuting in 1991 in Nakayoshi magazine, Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon was a serialized story by creator and artist Naoki Takeuchi that spanned over 52 chapters that was then published into 18 volumes. It's a story about a reincarnated warrior princess and her team of Sailor Guardians that defend the galaxy from evil. Zoeys and Kunzite were originally part of the 4 Heavenly Kings in the manga. They were the guardians of the Prince Endymion / Tuxedo Mask, and later corrupted by the same evil that took Queen Beryl, being her generals, to carry out the mission of capturing the Silver Crystal. In the manga, they were depicted to be the love interests of the Sailor Guardians, most notably Kunzite and Sailor Venus being deeply in love. Sailor Moon Crystal, which came out in 2014, brought this to the forefront. The relationship between Zoeys and Kunzite was noted to be purely of affection, as one would have for a sibling. It was then interpreted as romantic with the 90s anime that led censors to make the effeminate Zoeys female in the North American Deep Dub. This was seen by many as straight-washing, and the 2014 Biz Media Dub was the faithful adaptation of the Japanese anime, restoring Zoeys' gender to male. Now, in the manga, Zoeys and Kunzite / Malachite, which they changed for the North American dub to Malachite, thinking that'd be a lot more recognizable or easier, I guess, for North American audiences to accept. People that adapted the manga into anime saw a footnote that said that they were essentially had an affection for each other, but the translation didn't really mean a romantic one. It was more like a doting grandparent would have for a grandchild, or a mentor to mentee relationship, given that Zoeys is the youngest out of the 4 kings, and Kunzite being the leader, obviously taking Zoeys under his wing. Sailor Moon Crystal is trying to be more accurate to the manga than the 90s predecessor. So some people were confused as to why that whole relationship was just completely ignored. So I did grow up with the Deep Dub in the 90s, and I did remember Zoeys being portrayed as female, and the character very much so is extremely effeminate. They surround themselves with rose petals. They're very snarky, try to undermine their fellow king, Nephlite / Nephrite, however you pronounce it, which ultimately leads to Zoeys' demise because they're not successful in retrieving the Silver Millennium Crystal. So I'm going to show you the version of Zoeys' death. Spoilers. By the way, there's going to be tons of spoilers throughout this video to put into context what I'm even talking about. Well, hopefully not too ruined, so you guys can actually go back and check it out for yourselves. This is the scene that I grew up with.
Zoeys, I'm so sorry. It's not fair. Queen Beryl should have punished me for not teaching you to be more patient. I'm so sorry I failed you.
Hold me. The only one who failed was me, Malachite. You told me not to seek revenge, but I didn't listen. Promise. Just promise me one last thing, Malachite.
Anything.
Don't forget me, huh?
I would never.
Now this is a scene redone in 2014.
Zoeys, are you ready to accept your doom?
Please, my queen, give me another chance.
You disobeyed my orders and tried to kill Tuxedo Mask, didn't you?
Yes, but that was...
Did you think you could fool me with your lies?
I take responsibility for that. Please!
Now dispose of that trash.
Zoeys, please forgive me. I tried to convince Queen Beryl to bring you back, but...
I'm sure you tried your best, Kunzite. I'm just happy knowing that I get to die in your arms. My love, can you please grant me one last wish?
Anything.
I want to die in a beautiful place. This is perfect. Thank you, Kunzite, for everything. Know this in your heart, Kunzite. I will always love you.
And I will love you, Zoeys.
As you can see, there's a huge difference. Now, even though these characters aren't canonically together in the manga, I'm going to forever hold their relationship together for the 90s anime. And you know, your boy had to go ahead and pick something up to commemorate that relationship. You know, I went on Etsy and I found these awesome pins. Let's start with Zoeys. Now, Zoeys has a beautiful green crystal set in the center there, in this crown that looks like. And it's them in a heart, and this heart is glittery. I absolutely love it. And there they are, surrounded by those petals I was talking about. And I just love these little twinkle stars on the edge. They come off the heart and they frame this beautiful hair. You know how much I'm a big fan when hair is being done so well. And they're giving a wink, and they're just so beautiful. I love Zoeys. This is just a beautiful pin, and I'm so happy that I was able to find this. It is a 2-prong post. The backer card says, "Sassy Soldier, I'm happy to die in your arms. I want to die in a beautiful way." Very dramatic. Next, we have Kunzite / Malachite. And there he is holding a rose. And that rose, of course, symbolizing his love of Zoeys. And I just like that his cape is billowing behind him. Again, I love the detail of the hair and those twinkling aspects. The glitter elements are just gorgeous. I love the size of these pins. They're so substantially nice. This person did an amazing job creating these pins. It's by Shishodo Creative, and again, I'll have all that information linked down below. But look at this backer card. He's called the Vengeful Leader. Here, his is very sad. It says, "Zoeys guide me to the world where your soul is in limbo." Very sad. But that's like his final cry when he ultimately bites the dust. The next couple I'd like to talk about is Ash and Iji from Banana Fish. In 1985, Akima Yoshida's Banana Fish debuted in the manga magazine Besatsu Shoujo Comic. The series follows Ash Lynx, a New York City street gang leader, as he uncovers a criminal conspiracy involving a mysterious drug that brainwashes users known as Banana Fish. Along the way, he encounters a photographer's assistant named Iji Akamura, whom he forms a strong bond with. In 2018, the critically acclaimed series was adapted into an anime that can currently be seen on Amazon Prime. In 2019, it became so popular at the time, a tour dedicated to places and events in the series was created by the Japanese tourist company Kinki Nippon Tourist Kanto, where the respective voice actors for Ash and Iji gave an audio tour in character. The New York Public Library main branch reported that a significant increase in gift shop revenue in fiscal year 2019 was attributed to the popularity generated by Banana Fish. And y'all, it does not disappoint, okay? I did see the series first recommended on Amazon Prime. I think I just finished watching Invincible, which is crazy, but and then I noticed that they had this other anime on there and it was called Banana Fish, and I said, what is this? And I was not ready. It is such a good story. It's such a good series, and the hype of it was real. I'm going to go ahead and link below the article that details the popularity that led to the tourists coming to New York City, specifically because of that anime. And I will admit, when I went to the New York Public Library for the first time, I was like, oh my gosh, this is where Ash went. Akemi Yoshida really does a great job in encapsulating the grittiness of New York City in the 80s, and it has become one of my all-time favorite stories. So much so that I got another pin. Now this pin is so cute. It's Ash and Iji there enjoying a nice day, as you can see by the sun in the center, but I love the glitter element. Again, more glitter, the better. And they're in this old TV that's called the Fishbone. You can see the fishbone at the top there. It's so cute. It's very retro. It looks like it could play a VHS tape. And it's just so cute. And I like the detail of the Statue of Liberty on Ash's shirt when it has an A there for Ash. And then there's a palm tree on Iji's shirt and an E there. This pin is by Half a Pop, and again, I will link their information down below. But this back card is very cute. Also, I got myself the first in the series with this manga, and there's Iji with a gun. So I mean, it's a very this is an adult series, so I really do not recommend this for young children. But I mean, look at that. I mean, you can see that they're in a fight here. So I will be on a mission to collectively, over time, continue to build up this series for my own personal library. I mean, they do have faith in people. It's rated T for teen and older, but it's really more geared towards adults. The themes I think, are not really appropriate for younger audiences. But I'm not the police. I'm not the parent, so it's at your discretion. But again, so happy to have this, and I cannot wait to add more to my collection. Now, the next cast of characters I want to talk about is going to be pretty lengthy, because this for me was the ultimate Shōnen-Ai boy love story, and it is Junjō Romantica. In 2002, Shinguki Nakamura's Junjō Romantica debuts in the Asaka CL manga magazine. This series follows 4 storylines of male couples. It's a slice-of-life story where the drama and triumphs follow the main couple, Misaki Takahashi, the Uki, and Akiko Usami, also called Usagi, the Seme. Misaki is an 18-year-old sent to be tutored by Usagi, who is his brother's best friend and former schoolmate. 28-year-old Usagi is an acclaimed author of both novels and boy love mangas. Misaki is not at all excited for this, especially since he recognizes his brother Takahiro as an inspiration for one of the characters in the boy love manga. Misaki is incensed, and the confrontation goes in a whole different direction. In the aftermath, the bond between Misaki and Usagi evolves, and a lot of the tension revolves around Misaki coming to terms with his own feelings about Usagi. There are 3 seasons of anime which began in 2008. It can be seen on Crunchyroll. It does follow the manga quite faithfully. The other 3 couples we learn about are interrelated to the main 2. Known as Junjō Egoist, Hiroki is Akuhiko Usami's childhood friend and humanities professor at Misaki's university. His lover is Nawaki, an orphan that becomes a resident doctor of pediatrics. Hiroki is stern, stubborn, and hung up on his abandonment issues. Nawaki is determined, hardworking, and totally in love with Hiroki. The other couple, known as Junjō Terrace, involve Hiroki's coworker, professor and 35-year-old Yo Miyagi, and his ex-wife's younger brother, 18-year-old Takasuki Shinobu, who claims he is madly in love with Miyagi after he saved him from some bullies years prior. Shinobu's persistency is equated to terrorism for Miyagi, who just wants to be left alone and wallow in his self-pity after he is haunted by the past of his first love. A lot of the series drama is based on terrible miscommunication. The 4th couple is known as Junjō Mistake, featuring Asaka and Ashina. Asaka is a senior managing director at Murakawa Publishing and takes pride in having discovered Akiko Usami and pretty much helps launch his career as an author. Ashina is his childhood friend and caretaker. After Asaki's father takes him in, when his own father tried to commit a family suicide attempt when he discovered their company went bankrupt. They aren't heavily featured in the anime for the first 2 seasons, but in fact, in the spin-off series known as Sakaichi Hasukoi, also known as World's Greatest First Love, which follows another set of couples. I do love that series, but the standouts for me is Yokozawa Takafumi, the wild bear of the sales department at Murakawa Publishing, and the editor-in-chief of the Shonen department, Zen Kirishima. Zen has a daughter named Hirori, and the dynamics between them all is just so adorable. There isn't enough time in this video to go over in depth truly about all the couples involved, but it is such a great story with a lot of world building with all how these people are involved. And even Sakaichi Hatsukoi is based at Murakawa Publishing, which is interconnected to, of course, Junjō Romantica and their storylines. And there's just a lot of gay going on. So many gay couples. And for me, that's fabulous. And it's messy, and it's cute, and it's hot, and it's sexy at the same time. And it doesn't shy away from being exactly what it is. But yeah, Yokozawa, man. I love Yokozawa so much. Unfortunately, I don't have anything on him. However, I do have this adorable pin of Misaki and Usagi with their teddy bear. It's one of those life-size teddy bears, and his name is Suzuki. Super cute. So this is, of course, them in chibi form. Akiko Usami, or Usagi here, he's always wearing a vest and tie, even at home. And he works from home because he's an author. And that's how he just dresses even at home. And then Misaki here is his little cardigan with a red tie. He's actually just coming back from an interview. This is actually from a scene in season 3, I believe. And Misaki is just so excited and happy of getting through, I guess, a job interview, the first round, and that he's like spinning them in a circle. That's why, but then always the person to give a dose of reality. That's why Usami there is just not really like impressed by the news. He's like, okay, that's just the first round of the interview. Calm down. There's a double pin post, and it's by Katsuka. And again, I will link their information down below to where you can get this. In addition to that, I was able to find this manga. The first print of this came out all the way in 2006, so it was really hard to hunt down. This is a lightly used copy that I was able to buy off of eBay. They're so expensive. They're so hard to find. So expensive, and so hard to find in English. And so as you can see here, there's Misaki. So cute. I love the art style here. And you can pause the video and read that. But I love the iconography of featuring bears. There's a bear here as well for series 1. You can see that there's a parental advisory on that because this is a mature story. I mean, just look at them. So cute. And you can see here that he has a BL novel in his hands. And there's poor little naive Misaki. But you can tell from this artwork it's already a little adult themed. But look, there's the big bear Suzuki I was telling you about. Aww. You can see in the BL novel that this is Misaki and there's Usami. So he does base his boy love stories on real people. So I will be on a slow, painstaking mission to retrieve all these copies for my collection. And I'm just going to have to accept the fact that some of them will be lightly used because they're just so pricey. And then, of course, I had to pick up World's Greatest First Love. Now, this is Onodera, and he is trying to make a name for himself because his dad is actually an owner of another rival publishing company, but he ends up being assigned to the shoujo manga department, and that's not what he wants to be editing. But he ends up meeting the editor-in-chief here, which is Takano. And what ends up realizing is that they are actually childhood boyfriends. They were together for a moment when they were younger, and they've been separated this whole time. And then now they are just realizing that they know each other. So essentially, Takano's just trying to get him back. Wonder if he's going to be successful. I think he's going to be fine. But yes, they always have World's Greatest First Love. This is the case of Ritsu Onodera. It's a content warning to your audience. because these do not shy away from like adult themes. These do have a slight size difference. So that was it. Those are just some couples I wanted to highlight and show some appreciation for, and some of the items I was able to acquire in their memory. Comment down below, have you ever heard of any of these titles? Who's your favorite Shōnen-Ai couple if you have one? I want to give a huge thank you to all my new subscribers. You guys mean the world to me. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And with that, be safe. Tell someone you love them, because tomorrow's never promised. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye!